Why write a release plan? Hello, and thank you for tuning into my video series, Indicted and Facing Prison, Now What? My name is Mark Blatstein, and in 2006, I too was indicted and convicted of a felony, losing my medical license. To call this a life-altering event was at best an understatement. But following release with work and encouragement, I was able to get my medical license reinstated in full. And so my lesson is that prison is temporary, and eventually you're going to go home. And so it's best, as premature as this may sound, to start planning before you go into your pre-sentence interview. So my goal in this series is to provide you with the information you'll need to survive and navigate these times, because knowledge and preparation, as we're aware, together will help you build back the confidence that you're going to need throughout this process. We know that the Department of Justice and the FBI has been asking questions. They may have come to your home or sent you a target letter. Either way, their case is mostly complete, and they have a conviction rate of about 98%. So delaying to do your next task, if you will, is at your peril. And what is that? You need to get a legal representation or attorney, and it has to be someone who special practices federal criminal defense in federal court, and that's important. Yet hiring just a team is not enough. You have to look beyond. Of course, they need experience, but they also should have a proven track record of successfully defending cases like yours. And maybe most as important, if not more important, this is like a marriage. So it has to be a good fit for you. You need to feel comfortable with speaking with the attorneys really on any subject, and hoping that they will, they'll give you the respect and listen to you when you want to speak with them. And so these are big questions because your future is going to be in their hands, but at the same time, your future is in your hands because hopefully they follow your lead on the non-lawyer stuff. The choices you make today are going to help you tomorrow. Should you have questions, please do not hesitate to call and consider engaging my services at 240-888-7778, 240-888-7778. This is your life and your future. With no release plan, why should a case manager recommend you for the Second Chance Act, which would give you more time in a halfway house or home confinement? In other words, they need a barometer, something to see that you're doing in order to offer you that. So that if you've kept up with the release plan, you've kept some sort of journal or logbook or something you can refer to, where every time you take a first step back class, you're taking notes on the day, time and who taught the class and maybe something that you've learned. If you're doing some sort of constructive activity, like reading nonfiction books about philosophy, science, anything where you have an interest, then again, putting in the day that you're reading the chapter on what you're learning, and as well as having other benefits. Reading will get your mind and just take it outside of the walls of prison. It does that. If you're like to paint, then paint. And if you like to draw, then draw. And if you can get the prison to cooperate and allow you to get the material you'll need, then great. But don't do nothing. Don't be doing nothing. Don't be spending all the days of sports, all the days sleeping, which I did. And don't pay anybody to do your job. With no release plan, why should the case manager do anything? If you don't appear to care about your future, which is how they will view it, why should your stakeholders, case managers, spend extra time on you? Your case manager, why should they recommend you to the residential reentry manager to take up one of their limited beds? With no release plan, why should the residential reentry manager, if they have two files in front of them, one has a great release plan and one has nothing, why should they take on a chance on you when someone else has provided them with a release plan? Because these residential reentry managers, they're not owners. They work for a salary. They have a supervisor. And so they don't want to look bad if they take someone into it for a limited bed and then the person has to turn around and get sent back to prison. If you're already at this point and don't have time to wait for my future videos, give me a call and we can discuss your situation one-on-one. Again, my phone number, 240-888-7778. If someone has taken the time to write the reentry plan that has reviewed their progress during their time in prison, that explains why they need the time and how they will use it constructively in rebuilding their life while in the halfway house and then home confinement, who would you choose if you were the residential reentry manager? Bureau of Prison case manager recommendations are important to these residential reentry managers, as they need to know that they're bringing a qualified person who can continue their reentry successfully back into the community. Residential reentry managers of halfway houses don't want to have on their record that they had to return someone to prison due to a rule violation. They want to have people who are successfully leaving and reentering society, and that will make them look better to their supervisors, showing that they're doing their job. To engage my services or have your concerns answered, call me today at 240-888-7778. This is my personal cell, and I answer and return all of my calls. If I don't pick up, please leave a brief message. Additionally, you can get all of this information for free on my website at pprsus.com. That's P as in Paul, P as in Paul, R as in Robert, S as in Sam, US.com, otherwise known as Physician Pre-Sentence Report Service. I am grateful that you've taken the time out of your busy day to listen, and I hope this has been helpful. Have a good day.